it's always better before the interview to be really prepared in terms of examples to illustrate your different skills. So a good way to prepare is to make a list of all your key achievements, like a moment when, you know, things went well across all of your different positions, your experience. And then on each one, think of all the answers that this could fit. So one example where you managed to complete a successful project, maybe that's an example that could show adaptability. It might also show working with a difficult colleague. It could show giving a presentation, organising an event. So for each example, try to think of all the different questions it could be relevant for, and maybe prepare about 5 or 6 different examples, different achievements, more if you have them. And for each one, then go through thinking about how to describe it. Practice describing it very concisely with just the relevant details. And each one will be different, but the structure will be the same. So first of all, you'll talk about the situation. Just give a brief overview of what the situation was, what the problem was, what was the challenge. Just a couple of sentences to paint a picture of that so that the interviewer can imagine themselves in that situation, and then go on to talk about your thinking. So I identified this problem, and I thought it was important to be aware of these implications, these constraints, and I thought it would be best to deal with it in this way. Then go on to talk about your action, how you dealt with it, and about you. What did you do? They're not really interested in what your teammate did or what your counterpart did. A customer is about what you did. The key actions you did following through on addressing the initial problem or situation based on your thinking. So a couple of sentences explaining your actions. And then next, pass on to the result, the achievement, something countable, something measurable, something that they can see. And it might be, obviously, in terms of money, there might have been a successful project that generated this amount of profit, but it might be just that a very successful relationship was built. But what were the results? And the last stage would be talking about the lessons learned. So from this experience, what have you learned? What can you take with you to use again in the future? So if you learned that it was best to go about it in this way, or you learned about a new tool, you learned about a new technique, what did you learn? Because that's what you can offer to your potential employer in the future. Okay, I hope that was useful.